The first time I heard the clicking, I thought it was a deer. It was late October, the kind of night where the air feels sharpened. I'd driven out past the last streetlight, past the feed store and the rusted water tower, to my aunt's trailer to pick up a generator she swore I could borrow. Cell service died 10 minutes back. The radio faded into static that sounded like someone whispering through aluminum foil. Her place sat alone in a cut of woods like it had been dropped there by accident. No neighbors. Just a dirt driveway, 2 porch lights, and a line of trees so tight together, the darkness between them looked solid. I killed the engine and listened to it tick itself cool. That's when I heard the clicking. Not random, not like branches tapping. It came in sets, measured, like someone trying to imitate an animal step by step. Click, 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 pause. Click, click. I stared out through the windshield at the tree line. The porch light poured a dull cone across the yard, showing dead grass and the generator chained to the side of the trailer like a dog. Probably a deer, I muttered, mostly to convince myself. I got out anyway. The night smelled like damp leaves and old smoke. Somewhere far off, an owl made a low, offended sound. I walked to the chain, keys in hand, and the clicking stopped like a finger lifted from a button. That scared me more than if it had kept going. The generator was heavier than I remembered. I had to brace it with my knee while I fought the padlock. The metal was cold enough to sting. My breath came out in quick white bursts. Click, click. This time it was closer. Not in the trees, in the yard. I froze with the keys half turned. The porch light didn't reach the edges of the property, and beyond it, everything was a thick black wall. My eyes wanted to find shapes in it. I didn't let them. I told myself, if I looked too hard, I'd see something I couldn't unsee. Hello, I called, trying to sound annoyed instead of scared. Auntie, you home? No answer. The trailer windows were dark. No TV glow, no movement. Click, 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 click. It came from the right near the shed. I turned slowly. At first I saw nothing. Then the porch light caught something pale near the shed door, like a dog's face turned sideways. Except it wasn't a dog. It was standing too tall. It was shaped wrong, like a person wearing an animal the way you'd wear a coat. Long front legs, too many angles. A head that was almost canine, but stretched. The snout too long, the mouth too wide. Its fur looked wet, even though it hadn't rained in days. It made the clicking with its teeth, like it was practicing. The padlock clicked open in my hands. The thing's head tilted. Slow, curious. Like it recognized the sound. My stomach dropped so hard I felt it in my knees. I didn't run right away. My brain tried to negotiate with reality. It tried to label it. Sick coyote, mangy dog, weird shadow. But then it lifted a hand, not a paw. A hand. Long fingers, dark nails. The wrist bent like it wasn't sure what it was supposed to do. And I understood in a cold, clean way that it was trying to be something it wasn't. "Hey!" a voice said from behind me. I spun so fast my neck popped. The voice was my aunt's. Exactly. Same gravelly edge, same little laugh, tucked into the end of words, like she was always half amused. "Hey, honey," it said again. "You made it." My throat locked. I stared at the dark trailer steps. A silhouette stood there. But my aunt didn't live alone. She had a big orange cat that always came running for attention the moment a car door closed. He wasn't there. and the silhouette on the steps was too still. No shifting weight, no squinting against the light, just a shape wearing her outline. "You okay?" the voice asked, and it sounded wrong. Not in the tone, but in the timing. Like the pauses between words were off, like someone reading from a script. I took one step back, keeping my eyes on the steps. Where's the cat?" The silhouette didn't answer right away. Then it said softer, like coaxing, "Come up here, honey. It's cold out there." The clicking started again. I glanced toward the shed. The pale wrong thing was moving now, slow and careful, circling like it wanted to come between me and my car. It didn't rush. It didn't need to. It knew the yard. It knew the light. The voice on the steps said, "Come inside. I'll make you some tea." My aunt hated tea. She drank coffee that could melt paint. My hand shook so badly, I almost dropped my keys. I didn't know what to do. I knew stories. Everyone around here knew stories. Skinwalkers, mimics, things that wore voices like masks. People always said the same rules. Don't look it in the eyes. Don't answer when it calls your name. Don't invite it in. But nobody ever explained what to do when it was already waiting. I forced my feet to move, sideways, toward my truck. I kept my head down, like I was avoiding eye contact with both shadows. I could feel the porch light on my face like heat. Behind me, the aunt voice changed. It dropped the sweet tone like a costume slipping. "Jerry," it said, and hearing my name in her voice made my skin crawl. "Jerry, come here." I didn't answer. "Jerry," it repeated sharper. "Come, here." The clicking sped up, like a metronome accelerating. I made it to the driver's door, yanked it open, dove in, and slammed it shut so hard the window rattled. I jammed the key into the ignition. The engine coughed once. Didn't catch. My breath turned to ice. I tried again. The starter whined, slow, like it was waking up angry. Outside, something hit the side of the truck. Not a punch, not a slam, a tap. Right above my head, tap, 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 like someone knocking. I turned my head without meaning to, and through the driver's window I saw it. The pale thing, close now, pressed its face to the glass. Its eyes were dark, too human in the way they focused. The mouth opened slightly, and the teeth clicked together in tiny, precise bites. And then it spoke. Not with my aunt's voice, with mine. "Let me in," it said, and it was perfect. My cadence, my breathy laugh. Even the way I swallowed certain syllables. My hands went numb on the steering wheel. Tap! Tap! Something knocked on the passenger window, too, like there were two of them. Or like the same thing was moving faster than it should. The engine finally roared to life. I threw it into reverse so hard the tires spit gravel. The truck lurched back. The knocking stopped. For half a second, I thought I was free. Then the porch light went out. Not like a bulb dying, like someone flipped a switch. Darkness swallowed the yard. My headlights carved 2 weak tunnels through it. And in those tunnels, I saw the shed, the trailer steps, the edge of the woods. And between the trees, a shape, tall, human tall, standing still. Then another, further back, where the woods thickened. My reverse lights washed the trailer for a moment as I backed down the driveway, and I saw the silhouette on the steps move at last. It raised an arm and waved, slow, friendly, patient. The voice, my aunt's voice, floated through the open crack of my window like smoke. "Drive safe, honey." I hit the end of the drive and spun onto the dirt road, tires slipping. Branches scraped the sides like fingernails. The woods pressed in and the headlights made everything jump. In the rearview mirror, the darkness behind me looked alive. I drove too fast. I didn't care about deer anymore. I didn't care about ditches. I just wanted the line where service came back, where the world turned normal again. The radio flickered on by itself. Static first, then a burst of a country song, then static again. I could have cried from relief just hearing something human. Then, beneath the static, I heard it. Click, 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 inside the truck. I slammed the brakes so hard my seatbelt bit my chest. The clicking stopped immediately. My heart hammered in my throat. I stared at the passenger seat, at the floor, at the back seat. Nothing. I was alone. I forced myself to breathe. "You're fine," I whispered. Your nerves are shot." The truck idled. The radio hissed. And then my phone rang. No service, I thought instantly. No way. But the screen lit up. A name flashed. "Aunt Debbie!" My hands hovered over the phone like it was a snake. The ringing continued, cheerful and steady, completely normal. I didn't answer. The call stopped. A second later, a text came through. "Where are you?" My throat tightened. My eyes flicked up to the rearview mirror. The road behind me was empty, a straight black ribbon between trees. Another text. "Come back, I forgot to give you the gas can." A third. Jerry. The name looked wrong on the screen, too personal, too close. I threw the phone onto the passenger seat like it burned me and put the truck back in drive. I didn't stop until I hit the first gas station lights 20 minutes later, bright and buzzing and blessedly ugly. I pulled in hard, jumped out, and practically ran inside like the fluorescent glow could shield me. The cashier looked up, startled. "You all right, man?" I tried to speak. My mouth was dry. Yeah, can I use your phone?" He slid the landline across the counter without asking questions. My fingers shook as I dialed my aunt's number from memory. It rang and rang and rang. Finally, voicemail picked up. And my aunt's voice, her real voice, tired and irritated, filled my ear. "Leave a message." I hung up too fast. The cashier watched me like I was about to collapse. "You need a water?" I nodded and paid without remembering pulling out my wallet. I sat in my truck under the gas station lights and stared at my phone. No new messages, no calls. Just the last one sitting there like a stain. Jerry. I blocked the number, then, after a long minute, I unblocked it because blocking your aunt doesn't make sense. Because it was probably a glitch. Because my brain wanted to be normal again. I didn't go back that night. In the morning, when the sun was up and the world looked harmless, I drove out with my cousin. 2 trucks, 2 people, guns in the glove box like that was gonna help. The trailer was empty, not "she's out shopping" empty. Empty like no one had lived there for weeks. The windows were dusty. The porch steps had a thin layer of leaves. The chain where the generator had been was gone. Padlock missing. Clean break in the metal like something strong had twisted it apart. My cousin walked the yard, jaw clenched. He stopped near the shed and pointed. In the dirt, there were prints. Bare feet, too long. Toes stretched. And beside them, dragged through the leaves in a messy line, were marks like something heavy had been pulled toward the woods. He looked at me, face pale. "You didn't tell it your name, did you?" I swallowed hard. "No." He nodded slowly, like that mattered. Like it was the one thin rule keeping me safe. "Good," he said. "Don't. Not ever." I thought about the texts, about the voice using my name anyway, about the way it said it like it owned it. That night, back in my apartment, I tried to sleep with every light on, my phone face down, the curtain shut tight. Sometime after midnight, I woke up to a sound so soft I almost thought I dreamed it. Tap, tap, tap from my bedroom window. Then faintly, like teeth testing a rhythm. Click, click, click. And a voice on the other side of the glass, gentle as a lullaby, using my voice again perfectly. Let me in. I used to do overnight tower inspections for a telecom company in northern Arizona. It was boring work most of the time. Drive out, climb a steel skeleton in the dark, check signal boxes, log the readings, leave before sunrise. The pay was good because nobody wanted the night shifts that far from town. After what happened at Tower 17, I understand why. The access road was barely a road, just 2 tire ruts cutting through red dirt and sagebrush. My GPS lost its mind about 10 miles out and started rerouting in loops, so I shut it off and drove by memory. No houses, no lights, just the moon hanging low and the wind pushing dust across the windshield like smoke. When I parked at the base of the tower, the first thing I noticed was the silence. No insects, no coyotes, no wind in the grass. The tower's red warning light blinked overhead, slow and patient, painting the desert in pulses of blood-colored light. I grabbed my clipboard and flashlight and started the climb. Halfway up, I heard my name, not shouted, not whispered, just spoken clearly, calmly, like someone standing right below me. "Hey, you up there?" I froze, boots locked around the ladder. My heart jumped into my throat. "Hello," I called down, my voice echoing weirdly off the metal. Nothing answered. I told myself it was my imagination. Wind through the steel, fatigue. I kept climbing. At the top platform, I checked the first signal box. Everything read normal. That's when I heard it again. My name. This time, it came from far away, out in the desert. I shined my flashlight down and swept it across the ground. The beam caught movement near the edge of the light's reach. A shape standing upright, too upright. It was tall, taller than any person I knew. Long arms hanging stiff at its sides, no clothes. Its skin looked pale and stretched tight, like it didn't quite fit the bones underneath. It didn't move. It just stared up at me. "Hey," it called again. The voice was wrong. Not distorted, not monstrous. Wrong in a subtler way. Flat, like it didn't understand how emotion worked yet. "Can you come down here?" My hand started shaking so badly I almost dropped the flashlight. I didn't answer. I remembered something an old coworker once told me while we were drinking in a motel parking lot. He said, "If it talks like you, don't talk back. That's how it learns." The thing below tilted its head. Then it smiled. Its mouth opened too wide. The smile stayed frozen like it was glued on. "I'm stuck," it said. "I hurt my leg." I watched its knees bend backward when it shifted its weight. "No, you didn't," I whispered, though I didn't know why I said it. The red light blinked again, and for just a second, I saw its shadow stretch across the dirt in a way that didn't match its body at all. Too many angles, too many joints. It took one step forward, then another. Each step made no sound. I backed away from the edge of the platform until my back hit the signal box. My breathing was loud in my ears. The ladder felt impossibly far away. "Please," it said. And this time the voice changed. It became my mother's voice. Not close, not perfect, but close enough that my chest tightened. "Baby?" it called. "I can't see." I squeezed my eyes shut. "Stop," I said, "just stop." When I opened them, it was closer, way closer, standing directly beneath the tower now, staring straight up at me. Its eyes reflected the red light, glowing wet and intelligent. "I'm learning," it said in my own voice now. "You're good at this." The metal ladder rattled. Something had grabbed it. I ran. I didn't think. I didn't plan. I just bolted across the platform and started down the ladder as fast as my hands would let me. The tower shook as I descended, metal groaning under sudden weight. Below me, something climbed. Not like a person. It moved too smoothly. Hands and feet placed perfectly, no hesitation, no fear of falling. It gained on me without rushing. It spoke while it climbed. "You forgot your flashlight," it said, mimicking my voice from earlier. "You always forget things." I kicked off the ladder 10 feet from the ground and hit the dirt hard, rolling and scrambling toward my truck. I didn't look back. I didn't want to know how close it was. I heard metal scream as something jumped from the tower. It landed behind me with a sound like bones snapping into place. I made it to the truck, dove in, and locked the doors. The engine stalled twice before catching. My headlights flared to life and washed the desert in white. It stood in front of the truck, bent slightly forward, arms dangling, head cocked to one side, and it raised a hand and waved. I floored it. The truck hit it dead center. There was no impact, no thud, no resistance. I passed through it like fog. In the rearview mirror, it stood behind me, perfectly still, watching as I sped away. The red tower light blinked over its head like a warning I'd ignored too long. I quit that job the next day. Months later, I got a voicemail from an unknown number. Static. Breathing. Then my own voice, calm and friendly, said, "You forgot something at Tower 17. I deleted it. But sometimes, when my phone rings late at night and the caller ID is blank, I let it ring until it stops, because I don't want to help it learn how I say hello